tonight. Fresh off 34-31 victory over the Indianapolis Red Devils at home. The Desperados return home to take on another undefeated team for their own conference, the Sioux Falls Sparrows. The Sparrows have won 3 games tight with nitty-gritty defense. Tulsa has done the same. Sioux Falls and Tulsa is on the SFL Network, and it starts right now. Welcome to Greenwood District Stadium in Tulsa. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Kevin Irvine, alongside Stephen Mullinex. And tonight, no, we don't have Red Devils dressed in blue, but we do have Tulsa dressed in a brightly shade of orange against Sioux Falls' bright yellow get-ups on the road. So we're ready for a rainbow once again. How you doing, Stephen?
Hey, I'm doing awesome, Cam. Ready to get this Home Depot Bowl going.
Not Home Depot just quite, but Tulsa is definitely trying to shock the world here, as is Sioux Falls. Both teams have the players and the talent to back it up. Who's going 4-0? We're about to find out. To midfield as you take a look at Espen Real and Charles Ball, who I believe have ascended into gold level.
The Sparrows will make the
Sioux Falls will
We want tails.
Call the coin toss.
Tails it is.
Well received.
The Sparrows have won the toss and select to receive.
Sioux Falls wants the ball. They got the ball. Tulsa's K. Joseph Carroll puts the ball on the tee, and the Tulsa Desperados will do the honors tonight. Tulsa, kick it. We're underway. From the 7-yard line on the return up to the 29. That is A.J. Warren returning kicks.
Cam, I'm super excited for this matchup. For me, these are 2 monster defenses going head-to-head. Sioux Falls fielding the #1 defense in the SFL. And you know my man Charles Ball over there on Tulsa's defense. Look for a big game from him today.
2 receivers for Sioux Falls at the top of the screen, and the game starts with a handoff to Robert Redford, and Redford picks up just 2. Espen Real on the tackle. Sioux Falls in the dark gray helmets with the all-yellow jerseys and black numbers with silver trim, and Tulsa in the white helmets, white pants, and bright orange uniforms with white numbers and green trim. 2nd and 8 with 10:30 to go. Andy Hamilton is on stats for us here tonight. Out of the gun is Julian Tyree. Tyree back to pass. Tyree fires down the middle. Caught. First down. Michael Moore to the Tulsa 47-yard line. Good start on the road for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, there's a great pass there by Tyree. Very efficient passer. Zeroing in on his receiver there right down the middle of the field. This is a guy, Cam, who went 28 of 36 last week, 229 yards and 1 interception in a win against Atlanta.
I'm sorry, bright red, as the handoff goes to Redford, picks up 3. And that's another tackle for Espen Real. 2nd and 7 at the 43-yard line. Let's meet the Sioux Falls offense. The quarterback is Julian Tyree. Receivers on the outside, A.J. Warren, Sean Harrelson, and Michael Moore. No star tight end for Sioux Falls, but McGee is a guy that is often targeted on this offensive roster. Tyree in some trouble. He took a pop. Got it out to Ashley Anderson at fullback, but only a gain of a yard. Tyree feeling that one.
Yeah, the defense is there shooting the gap, getting into the quarterback there, just enough to make that ball not inaccurate, but a little bit further out than probably Anderson wanted.
4 receivers for Tyree, 3 off the far right side. Tyree going long, one-on-one coverage. The pass is caught at the 21-yard line. In coverage was Jeffrey DeZer. but Sean Harrelson, the former Skyhawk, brings it down.
Yeah, and that's all about the play of the receiver. The quarterback obviously trusts his receiver, puts the ball up there in a 50-50 ball, and his guy comes down with it.
Over 2 minutes gone on this opening drive. Fullback split out wide here in the slot of the three receiver set over to the far side. Nickel 3-3 look, no one else even close to the box. Tyree, 5-step drop, fires it out to Redford. Redford's got a blocker, manages to stay in bounds, picks up 5, and that's the first time we see Charles Ball tonight as Sioux Falls has reached the red zone.
And I like how they set up that screenplay there, Cam. They had some blockers out there. It just didn't develop quick enough. If the pass had been a little bit quicker, the running back might have had a little bit more room to wiggle and waggle his way close to a first down.
Julian Tyree is 4 for 4 on the opening drive. He'll try to go 5 for 5 down the middle. Caught! Nearly a touchdown for Harrelson. A touchdown saving tackle for Real. First and goal at the 1 for Sioux Falls.
And this gets no simpler in football than this right here. It is just a pitch and catch right down the middle. Good speed by the wide receiver to get a lot of separation from the defender. And anytime you have a number 1 wide receiver like that up against a linebacker, advantage offense every time.
A 3-minute opening drive. Tyree is 5 for 5 for 49 yards. 3 backs in the backfield. Handoff, Redford, stretch play left. Robert Redford's not going to get in. Loss of 1. And a couple of guys in there on the tackle. The main one, T. Amani at defensive end.
Yeah, Redford tried to muscle his way through there. Those defenders just got all, glued up in there and just didn't have any lanes to run and didn't have time there to just take his time.
Second and goal, 7.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Handoff, Redford again, stretch running left, got a block, and is into the end zone. Touchdown, Sioux Falls doing the dirty bird in the end zone.
Yeah, the Sparrows are uncaged here in their first offensive series. They get the go-ahead score. What a solid series for them. Really relied on the efficiency of Julian Tyree and his arm. I wonder if this is going to be a little bit more balanced from here on out because I don't want to risk too much throwing it out there with Tyree. But all in all, a really great opening series for Sioux Falls.
The Kapows are blowing up the chat room as Sioux Falls is on the board. First primetime game of the year for Sioux Falls, voted in by the fans overwhelmingly so at 7-0. So you've got the Tallahassee Pride, you've got the Sioux Falls Sparrows, the Tulsa Desperados, and the Alaska Storm, I believe, is the remaining unbeatens. Am I missing anybody, Stephen?
I don't think you are. Yeah, the cream of the crop so far early in this season has risen to the top, and these are the owners that have really put together the best team builds and game plans for those builds, and it's bearing fruit.
Charles Ball, I was just about to say, Stephen, don't forget what we talked about last week as he returns it up to the 29-yard line. And we'll see the offense for the first time, led by Sir Charles Robinson at quarterback number 4. Deion Hawkins, the running back number 22. Receivers, 13, Corey Jones. 15, Sanzo Robinson, a long and lanky group out there. And Uis Latore is the tight end at number 87. Tulsa starts in the I formation. First down and 10 at the 29. Handoff goes to Hawkins. Hawkins roughing his way up to the 36, a pickup of 7. Tackle made by Levant Irvine and company.
And a nice start for Hawkins. He had a slow start last week, but ended up with some really good numbers. 23 carries, 144 yards, 6.3 yards per carry. Looking about that average right now, Cam.
Tight set here for Tulsa. And a whopping 9 in the box. They're going to hand it off to Hawkins anyway. Got the first down. Tackle made by Alex Parker, and since Sioux Falls is forcing our hand, let's meet the rest of the defense. Another linebacker, number 92, Nick Fargo. Sioux Falls rocks the 3-star linebacker defense, along with safeties Chris Dodd and A.J. Levy, and corners Nick Pop and Adam Okoye. First down at the 39, 6:28 to go in the first. Handoff Hawkins again, third straight carry, and Hawkins picks up 2. Tackle made by Parker.
Yeah, Cam, this combo of linebackers for Sioux Falls. Parker and Fargo combined for 25 total tackles last week.
Robinson yet to throw a pass. 6:06 to go in the opening quarter. Sioux Falls went right down the field in 3.5 minutes and put a touchdown on the board, but Tulsa used to being down at home early. That's what happened last week. Hawkins on a quick screen, and Nick Fargo makes the stop. It has been all Sioux Falls linebackers on the opening drive, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they've made a heavy investment to make sure that happens. But let's also remember that Sir Charles Robinson, the quarterback for Tulsa, doesn't throw a lot. 16 of 30 last week, 107 yards only, but he had 2 touchdowns and just 1 interception.
Empty backfield, 5 wide. Robinson all day to throw. Only a 3-man rush, and somehow he gets through. That's Johnny Summers. How did he squeeze through the handful of offensive linemen that were in the middle of the picture?
Well, he just had a lot of time to work some magic there and shoot through the gap, and you got to put this one on the quarterback. Got to get rid of that ball, either throw it away or have that clock in your head to know when you got to take off and run.
So Robinson 1 for 1 on the opening drive for no yards and takes a sack for a loss of 8. Slow start for Tulsa's passing game. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And that kick is away. Fair catch called for at the 35-yard line. That's Michael Moore. And Sioux Falls, yet to be stopped, will get on the field again.
And Cam, this reminds me a little bit of last week. We saw Indianapolis get on top of Tulsa early in that first quarter. The Sparrows have an opportunity to do that here. But Tulsa, strong comeback in that game.
Tyree under center. He'll hand it off to Redford, and Redford picks up just a yard. Tackle combined made by Kyron Hill and Griffin Brown, the star D lineman.
Yeah, make no mistake, the Sioux Falls Sparrows, they do want to run the ball, and they are pretty committed to doing so. They gave the Redford 23 carries last week for 75 yards. So even if the running game isn't exactly what they wanted, they're not going to abandon it.
2nd and 9, 4:25 to go in the first quarter. Play action from Tyree, and Tyree is sacked for a loss of 5. Coming in to bring the pressure is T. Amani, who's having a really strong opening quarter. Forces a 3rd and long. Sioux Falls executes play action probably better than any other team in the league. Not that time.
No, not that time. They definitely, the defensive line was not fooled by the play action. That play action is there to give the quarterback a little bit more time and the wide receivers a little bit more time to get open. Just nothing developed there.
Tyree, deep ball caught at the Tulsa 42, and Harrelson at the end of the play. That looked very awkward. Harrelson is down. I don't even know how to describe that, but that did not look pretty at the end of that.
Well, Tyree puts the ball where his receiver needs it to be, but his receiver has to make an athletic play in order to catch that ball. He makes that play, but in midair, defender makes contact, and we've seen it, Cam, when the defender makes contact and the receiver goes down on the ground awkwardly, that's when those injuries happen.
Yeah, that was a freaky little play there, and we hope the best for Sean Harrelson. That'd be a big loss for Sioux Falls in a game where they're probably going to need most of their star talent here. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Tyree 3-step drop, fires short. Pass caught in a shallow zone by Michael Moore. Picks up 6. Tackle made by Nate Heslip and Kyler Murray. Free safety corner action.
Well, now, Harrelson, despite his early heroics in this game, it's actually Michael Moore who was the leading receiver last week, 11 receptions for 99 yards.
Julian Tyree will get to his all-time numbers and congratulations in a minute. Robert Redford bouncing off a couple tackles. He picks up the first down to the 26-yard line, and Sioux Falls in scoring position again.
Woo, boy, Redford there putting the shoulder on somebody. That's the kind of runs that we're going to need to see out of Robert Redford in this game. The blocking's not always going to be perfect, and you're going to need those kind of backs that can make a play themselves there. Redford runs through 2 Sioux Falls defenders to get the first down and a little bit more.
Julian Tyree passed Matt Wilson last week in the all-time passing yardage numbers, 16,931 over his career. Now, Matt Wilson jumped him again today as Tyree's pass is caught over the middle off the play action for a first down. That's caught by J.J. McGee, the tight end. But Tyree, with his next touchdown, it'll be his 124th. He also has 124 interceptions.
And wasn't that about the quickest play action you've ever seen?
Yeah.
That was so fast and so effective. Probably what should have happened a couple plays ago. But hey, here we go. Deja vu again. Sioux Falls is steadily moving down the field.
Back to pass, Tyree, three-step drop out to Redford, and that was nearly a pick six if the D lineman would have woken up. Espin-Real on the tackle, pickup of 3 down to the Desperado 12.
Yeah, and if you're a Sioux Falls coaching staff, you take a breath right there, laying on the ground for an extra second. That's the worst case scenario, to have 2 of your stars on the sidelines.
3 receivers for Sioux Falls, split backs in a backfield. 3 down linemen for Tulsa. Handoff Redford coming left. No, check that. Fullback Ashley Anderson on the carry. Picks up, he may have even lost a yard. Gito Williams with the stop.
Yeah, nice defensive play there for Williams to just see through all the traffic, find a lane, and hit the fullback with everything he had.
Crash Combs showing me his bits. See if anybody else has any to give to the SFL. That'd be super awesome. 3rd down and 7. Tyree going end zone, knocked away. Diving attempt made, and I couldn't see. A.J. Warren was the intended receiver. Not sure who that was out there, although I'm just going to say it was Charles Ball.
Yeah, it's a good bet that it probably was Ball, but Harrelson, again, the absence of Harrelson, there we go. That might have been his route right there. And does he make that play? He made a similar to leaping catch. He's made 2 of those already in this game. That injury already having negative effects for the Sparrows.
It's a 29-yard field goal for Sammy Prefontaine. And the snap slightly off center, but the kick is good. So Tulsa digs themselves a hole last week and then came back to win the game. This was about the time Charles Ball had the kickoff return for a touchdown, and so we better shut up.
Well, yeah, but also, it was a transcendent performance by Charles Ball that got them that victory. 8 tackles, 3 ridiculous interceptions, and a 95-yard kick return. Yeah, I better shut up right here, but I don't think you can expect a performance like that every week.
And they've stayed away from Ball pretty much in this first quarter. He gets the kickoff return, past the 25, hurdles the defender, and it takes 4 different Sparrows to bring him down to the 33-yard line. But besides the one play that we thought he might be covering, they really haven't thrown his direction.
And that's smart, and that injury to Harrelson will actually help, I think, Sioux Falls stay away from that side of the field and Ball, because they're going to be more focused on their star receiver on the other side. So, yeah, that's a good game plan, unless they start moving Ball around.
1st and 10 at the 33, 1:18 to go in the first. Handoff to Hawkins, and Hawkins explodes for an 8-yard pickup. Nice little delay there. But I don't see that very much in the SFL, and it was very effective on that run.
Yeah, he kind of froze the defense there for a second, and then he has that extra gear to cut right through the middle of the offensive line there. Hey, he's looked good early in this game. Surprised Tulsa's not going to him more often.
2nd down and 2 at the 41-yard line. The handoff goes to Hawkins again. And Dion, that's why these linebackers have been really good here in the first quarter. Alex Parker with yet another tackle. It's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. When all things seem down, sometimes you tend to abandon the running game. Tulsa's not going to do that. Hawkins is their number 1 guy, and they're going to keep going to him.
Dion, 3rd and 1. Got it. 1st down to the 45. Hawkins, one of 8 running backs that are considered the fastest players on offense in the league.
And he's been doing it a long time, has a great track record, been a superstar in this league for a long time, so he knows how to handle those situations. You've got a veteran star player to when the tough, gets going, he gets going.
And in the first quarter, it's 10-0. Sioux Falls over Tulsa on the Week 4 Fan Night Game of the Week. First down and 10 at the 45 to start the second quarter. And the handoff goes to Hawkins. That fooled me. I thought for sure he was going to go play action the other way. Picks up 4. Sean Harrelson appears to be done for the night with that nasty-looking leg injury that we saw earlier. That's a big blow here, and Tulsa just down 10 has plenty of time.
Yeah, now they're going to have to likely have a non-contract player step up for them in that role. That could really change the momentum of this game.
Back to pass, Robinson out to Hawkins. Hawkins midfield, 45-40. Deion Hawkins wrestled down out of bounds by A.J. Levy, but probably the best offensive play of the night for the Desperados moves it into Sparrow territory.
I haven't seen a guy that wide open in a long time, Cam. I mean, there was nobody there. Just the running to daylight. There's not a shadow to be seen. What a great play call at that particular moment.
So Harrelson out, and a good point brought up in the chat by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar about teams blowing 10-point leads this week. We've already seen 3 of them blown, and that can't make Sioux Falls feel very good. 3 in the backfield. Robinson gonna flip it outside to Hawkins again. Hawkins got some blockers. Deion Hawkins ran into a couple actually at the end of the play. Picks up 8. Combining the stop is Irvine and Fargo. Those linebackers, doesn't matter where you put Hawkins, they're all over him.
Well, and if it worked one time, why not go back to the other side? I mean, it absolutely makes sense, but I think Hawkins cost himself a first down there. If he had just trended a little bit more to the outside, probably would have got a decent block from that from his offensive guy there.
And Hawkins, nothing. Third down and 2. Hawkins, 3 catches for 27 yards tonight. He is the only player that's caught a pass for Sioux Falls in the first half.
Wow. Yeah, again, Robinson is not a pass-heavy guy here used in this offense. You know, Hawkins is the guy. What they need from Robinson is just to make the clutch plays.
Third down and 2. 3-step drop. Deep ball, got a man, diving play, dropped it. Dropped at the 5-yard line by Sanzo Robinson. It was put out a little bit in front of him as Sir Charles Robinson got a little ahead of himself.
Yeah, the Robinson connection worked really well last week. Sanzo, 5 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown. And Sir Charles, his quarterback, put it right where he needed it to be. Just could not reel it in by Sanzo. But, man, that guy was wide open.
The offense is on the field. 4th and 2 at the 27-yard line. Does Tulsa dare go for it here? Down to 8, down to 6. Doesn't look like it. Sioux Falls got to stand up strong. They do. Tulsa will burn an early timeout.
Yeah, you just can't risk, especially 4th and 2, you just can't risk not putting points on the board. Even though it may not be the 7 that you want, 3 is definitely something in a 10-0 game that is going to benefit you. So you get the field goal. I understand going for it on 4th and 2. You're still in the second quarter. You can burn a timeout, no problem. But they're just hoping that Sioux Falls makes a mistake that they can then kind of take advantage of.
Yeah, I don't think Sioux Falls was fooled considering the spot in the game we were in and the down and distance. 4th down and 2. This is a 44-yard field goal attempt for the non-contract kicker, K. Joseph Carroll, from the left hash mark, the right-footed kicker. Bang! He had plenty of distance on that one, and Tulsa's on the board.
Yeah, I didn't initially like it when I saw it come off his foot there, but hey, credit to Carroll. That's a nice clutch kick in a game and in a situation where you really need to get some points on the board.
Man, he put that square down the middle, one of the better kicks by a non-contract kicker you're ever going to see. And Tulsa has, in a way, weathered the storm a bit. Harrelson's out with an injury, and they didn't give up a touchdown on the last drive. Now this defense needs a stop.
Yeah, because Sioux Falls has been really doing what they want and just coming down the field in those 2 first offensive series.
Return by, this is now Terrain James with all the shuffling about of receivers. And my apologies, K. Joseph Carroll I was going to say, that looked like a pretty dang good kick for a non-contract kicker. He is a contract kicker, just don't have it on my roster. Sorry about that, Carol.
Yeah, that's funny. If it's a contract kicker, you expect him to make everything. If he's a non-contract kicker, you're amazed when it goes through sometimes.
Yeah. 4 receivers. Tyree out of the gun. Back to pass. Tyree floats one out there, and the linebacker, Espen Real, in coverage on Terrain James, swats it away.
Yeah, and Real looking like a cornerback. He blanketed that wide receiver. There was absolutely no chance that ball was getting through on that angle. Hey, another one of those veteran guys, man, that has relocated and made his mark on this new team.
2nd and 10, 8:56 to go. Stephen Mullinex alongside Cameron Irvine here on the SFL Week 4 Fan Night Game of the Week. Us and 51 of our viewers. Tyree back to pass. Screen pass to Redford, and he had a lot of blockers out there, but nobody blocked Junior Stanley, the non-contract corner. Whoops, 3rd down.
And that's the case when your running back needs to know when to use his speed and when to back off. He had blockers out there. They're just not as fast as him. And if he would have allowed a little bit of time for his blockers to get in place, that could have gone for some positive yardage.
Tyree's got a 3rd down and 10. 4 wide, back to pass. Julian Tyree dumps it short, needs a block, didn't get it, and McGee is not going to get there. I thought there for a second that Benny Beasley was going to pick up a block and that play was going to work out. But Tulsa gets their first true stop of the night and brings on Max Moholt to punt it away.
Yeah, if you're number 14 and I'm the coach, I'm taking you and grabbing you by the face mask on the sidelines, saying, why didn't you block that guy? That could have possibly gone for a 1st down if the receiver would have gotten a block. But number 14 just passed him by.
Now a word from the SFL.
Follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet, and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
So 7:45 to go in the 2nd quarter. I know our stat man, Andrew Rastelli, feverishly working behind the scenes. We'll see if we can get a leaderboard update for this season here in the 2nd half. 1st and 10 from the 32. Back to pass Robinson, and Robinson flips it outside. That's the first catch by a receiver for Tulsa in this game. That's the former Hyena, Corey Jones.
Hey, Cam, when you took that SFL break, I thought, oh, man, he's taking a break when Charles Ball is going to be returning the punt. But luckily for you, it was a fair catch.
Yes. Yeah, I was a little worried as well, but I thought, I think I'm going to be okay. We have not seen a punt return for a touchdown in quite some time.
That's just a testament to what kind of impact the ball had on us last week.
And off Hawkins, breaks a tackle. 1st down to the 44-yard line. And Hawkins is up to 35 yards.
Hawkins, the linebacker buster a little bit here. We talked about these Sioux Falls linebackers, but Hawkins having pretty good success. It seems like a little bit of a chess match here. Hawkins will get positive yards, and then the linebackers make a good play, and back and forth so far in this game.
1st and 10 to the 44-yard line. Counter now to Hawkins, and Hawkins is smashed down by Nick Fargo, and from behind, it's Lennox Sanders. And this defensive front 7 is holding up pretty good for Sioux Falls in the 1st half against Dion.
Well, again, this defense, number 1 against the run in the SFL. They're only allowing 46 yards a game. And Hawkins is, I think, about 9 yards away from that. So you can tell Hawkins is having an impact in this game against a really tough defense.
That's a fumble. That ball's out. Sioux Falls recovers at the 42-yard line. It was so unexpected. It caught me off guard. Hawkins had just gotten the carry. And let's take a look at what happened here. Hawkins gets popped by Nick Fargo, and the ball falls right into the hands of Chris Dodd.
Well, on defense, they teach you to poke at the ball when you're making a tackle. I don't know if you remember, Charles Peanut Tillman was the professor of the football punch. When we saw a little football punch there, ball comes out, Sioux Falls' great defense jumps on it. What an advantage for Sioux Falls.
So Hawkins coughs the ball up. Tyree going long, and the pass is caught by Warren. Coming in late was Jeffrey Deser, who's been getting owned tonight on a couple of jump balls. Warren stepping up in the clutch.
And what a confident, strong ball thrown by Tyree here. It is a laser down the middle of the field, right into the receiver's hands. Just has to outstretch them just a bit right in front of the defender, but perfect ball placement there by the quarterback. The receiver never had to stop running, Cam.
That's Hawkins' second fumble this season. He's the first star player this year with 2 fumbles. 2 in 4 games. 1st and 10 at the 23. 2 receivers for Sioux Falls. Play action Tyree. Snaps it back real quick. Back to Redford. Redford eluded a defender and picks up 4 off Kyler Murray's tackle. 2nd and 6, Sioux Falls in the red zone in a very fast-paced first half.
Well, it might be a fast-paced first half, but that play action was probably the slowest play action I've ever seen in my life compared to the fast one that they had in the last series. That took so long to develop that even when when the receiver caught the ball, the tackler jumped behind him.
Hand off Redford. Redford, first down and more. Redford down to the 10-yard line. Tackle made by Charles Ball. The first time we've really mentioned his name since the possible pass deflection. It's 1st and goal, and my only question is, why does Andrew Rostelli have to be such a perfectionist in the chat room? The guy is, oh yeah, all the stats are done. What do you expect? Just like, golly.
This is a guy who sends rockets into space, right? So, I mean, you expect perfection. You know what I mean? Like, those numbers got to be right. So, wow, he just carried that same mindset here in the SFL.
Redford inside the 10, broke a tackle. He was too fast for his blocker. Ball lays him out, but apparently Corey Fuata is too slow for Redford.
Yeah, the defender there got his bell rung by Redford. It's almost as if Redford was so impatient, waiting for his blocker to get on the guy. He just said, I'll just take care of him myself, and did so, planting him in the ground.
4 receivers, 3 to the left for Sioux Falls on a 2nd and goal from the 7. Back to pass, Tyree floats back in the end zone, knocked away. And that's smart defense there from Nate Heslip, who knocked it back into his teammates to give him a chance to get the pick.
Woo, but that was close, Cam. Definitely there was a window there in the corner of the end zone. Tyree just puts the ball up just a little bit more, and that's touchdown. But great, yeah, like you mentioned, great play by the defender. Not only athleticism to knock that ball away, but to put it to where his teammates might grab an interception.
3rd and goal at the 7. Tyree again, going same corner, caught for a touchdown. What a beautiful throw to Michael Moore. That was so pretty.
Hey, if you can't get it right once, try it again. And that's exactly the same area of the field they went to. The same throw, just a little bit better and better results.
So Sioux Falls takes a 2-touchdown lead, extra point pending. And Michael Moore gets the job done for the Sparrows. Extra point for Prefontaine is good. It's 17-3 now. Word from the SFL.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us.
I'm testing Charles Ball again here.
APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
Ball spun away from 1, cut down at the 30. 4:08 to go in the first half. Sioux Falls defense continues to play with ferociousness here, as they just don't give up much.
No, and they haven't given up anything in the air outside of passes to Hawkins, and they've given up some in the running game. But this defense is played really steady, even caused a fumble the last series.
And Hawkins, and Hawkins better wrap that ball up. He was holding it out pretty good. 2.7 yards a carry for Dion is not where Tulsa wants to be. And their passing offense is just 4 of 6 for 33 yards.
Yeah, these two running backs are going in opposite directions now. Hawkins started high, has started coming down, and Redford has just started to heat up.
Sioux Falls, number 1 in the league in points allowed per game, 11.6 coming in. Robinson's pass, caught for first down. Made a man miss, or he just whiffed. Pass caught by Marcel Miller to move the chains for Tulsa.
And those are the kind of plays that the role players are going to have to make in order for the Tulsa to get back into this game. Nice little realization of where they were, the situation that they were in. They were in front of the sticks, and to make a nice little move, get the first down.
3:10 to go in the first half. 3 receivers. Robinson's got to get hot here. Robinson down the middle, knocked away. Really nice defense there from Bobby Carpenter. Non-contract corner again. That pass was intended for Miller.
Yeah, and the diminutive defender there able to get his arms up just enough to block that play. That's a nice athletic play for him.
2nd and 10. Ball at the 43 yard.
3:05 to go in the second. 2nd and 10, 17-3. Nothing exciting out of Tulsa here so far tonight. Even have a turnover from Deion Hawkins. Robinson going to hand it off. Hawkins running right. Deion Hawkins is forced back inside by Marcellus Morton, who shut off the outside all by himself.
You talked early, Cam. You highlighted this linebacker core. They're doing their job tonight. They are containing Hawkins in that case, helping to make him go inside, containing him. Doing a really nice job tonight.
3rd down and 7. Robinson going to go empty. 4-man rush. Robinson floats it left side into double coverage. Incomplete. That was dangerous. Ball knocked away by Adam Okoye, and Tulsa's offense stalls out.
Yeah, I think you have a playbook error on that particular play in the sense that you had 2 receivers in the similar areas, and as the quarterback went to the shorter receiver on the field, that defender that was going longer just stayed back and like you said, caused the double team. So just not good play recognition there by the quarterback.
Shout outs in the chat. Adam Okoye is here tonight. Robert Redford is here tonight. Jason 1347, Black Star 1014, Kareem, SFL player personnel, Vancouver Legion, Crash Combs, and a lot of others in the chat room.
Yeah, I admire you for even trying to pronounce some of those names.
I stopped at one that I was like, I don't know if I want to embarrass myself. 2:25 to go in the second quarter. I am bummed I haven't got to call a Vancouver game this year, so I could say Jaquarinarius Stantamaterix. But nobody's giving me the opportunity. Hand off to Redford, running right. Chopped down after a loss of 1. Nice job by Kyron Hill.
Yeah, his friends call him Jack. I'd probably just go with Jack.
If I don't get some love in the chat for getting that exactly right, I'm being very upset. I've been waiting all season. Just come on. Just
hey, he deserves some bits for that. Come on, guys.
Yeah. He had a pick last night too. 2-minute warning. This is SFL Fan Night on the SFL Network on Twitch TV.
Hey, Cam, I got to just mention this, man. I love being part of the SFL this season. The graphics, the music, everything is just the best it's ever been.
Appreciate it, buddy. 2nd down, 11 for Sioux Falls, up 14. Tyree back to pass, in some trouble. Deep ball in the middle of the field, intercepted. Intercepted, made a man miss 30. 25 down to the 21-yard line for number 21, Nate Heslip, and the pressure forced Sioux Falls' first mistake all night.
Yeah, we saw what happens when that pressure affects that quarterback and the ball comes out wobbly like that, right in the middle of the field. What a nice athletic play. Same guy, if I'm not mistaken, made that athletic play in the end zone. That guy right there, what a nice jump to get the ball. Boy, I'm just fumbling all over my words right now. I got to put this Hennessy down. What a wonderful play, though, by that defender. Right in the middle of the field. Good pressure there by Tulsa.
1st and 10 at the 21. And Robinson goes down, standing right behind a lineman. Sacked by Johnny Summers. And before we talk about that play, give a shout out to True Shot with his 34 bits. 10 bits from Crash Combs and a whopping 1 from Andrew Rastelli in the chat.
Hey, Rastelli's a busy man. He's putting on those stats. He can't earn bits.
He flipped that penny right in my face. 2nd and 10 at the 22. Tulsa in business, really, for the first time tonight after the interception. Here comes Hawkins, 15-10. Deion Hawkins, touchdown, Tulsa.
There goes that man again, Cam. Deion Hawkins, it's only a matter of time before that guy makes a huge impact. We saw similar chunk plays last week help get them back in that game with Indiana. It just seems, makes sense that Hawkins will do the same here in this game for Tulsa, cutting that lead down to 1 score, hopefully, with this extra point attempt.
Buffalo Marshall with a critical block. And I got to say, Steven, I probably have mentioned Buffalo Marshall in the last 2 weeks more than any other fullback I've ever called. And he's an impressive run blocker.
Hey, these non-contract guys, they can still have huge impacts. We've seen it even in the championship game. We've seen it in the biggest spotlights, under the biggest lights. These guys can come to play. And, yeah, you're right, Buffalo Marshall, what a great name.
That's awesome. So the extra point is good. And with 1:16 to go in the first half, it's 17-10, and Tulsa's got to feel a lot better about where they are now. Hawkins, 14 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. He's got more yards than Sir Charles Robinson has through the air. And despite just 2 incompletions from Julian Tyree, 14 of 16 in the first half, that pick really hurt him as James returns the kickoff to nowhere to the 24.
Yeah, and if you're Tulsa's defense, you've been a little beat up in this game, but it's in large part due to your offense's ineptitude. So to get that touchdown, to see your offense come to life a little bit, might inject some life here into this defense. Let's see if they can get a quick stop here, Cam, and maybe get the ball back.
Deion Hawkins got over 5,000 yards last week all time. So congratulations to Deion. He's now one of 7 players over 5,000 yards. Pickup of 4. Hawkins announced that he was going to be retiring at the end of this season as Redford's averaging 3 yards a carry as the first half ticks away. Hawkins is 877 yards behind Elliott Snyder for 6th all time, so it's possible Hawkins could catch Snyder before he calls it a career. Overstreet, Parker, Heachol, Brewski, and English are well in front of Deion at the top of the running back leaderboards as Redford picks up a nice another chunk to milk more clock, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, but that Hawkins is the owner also of Tulsa, and he's going to mentor a new young player probably, or could absolutely, a young player just as talented as him next season. So no worries about the running game.
Redford fumbled, and the ball is recovered by Tulsa. You've got to be kidding me. With 14 seconds to go in the half.
I called it, Cam. I called it. That little juice from the Deion Hawkins touchdown has spurred this defense to make a huge play. Now here's the question. Are they in field goal range with 14 seconds left? Sometimes these SFL coaches won't risk it and will go for the points. I'm not sure they're in range for one, though, yet, Cam.
Did you see Espen Real? He went for that ball. Somebody must have yelled fumble or something because he was all over it. Fumble was forced by the star defensive tackle, Griffin Brown, and the star kicker, K. Joseph Carroll, will try one from 52 yards away.
I don't like this, Cam. I think they could have used that 14 seconds to get a little bit closer.
Still have 2 timeouts left. 52 yards for Carroll, and the kick is good! What a kick from Carroll! And Tulsa gets 10 straight before the half.
You talked about it in his earlier field goal, Cam, that he had a lot of leg on that previous kick. And for a non-contract kicker to give you a 52-yard field goal.
Well, he is a contract kick.
I'm sorry. My bad.
But
still a great kick. And again, if he's a contract kicker, you expect him to make those. So my point is mute.
Well, but from 52 yards, that's not a gimme even for star kickers at times. With 6 seconds to go, Sioux Falls will just try to, I'm guessing, sit on this, lick their wounds from the second quarter, find out how Harrelson's jacked up kneecap is, and trying to regroup in the second half. Tulsa again has found a way through their defense. Remember, it's a pick 6 last week to re-energize this team. And with 6 seconds to go, well, Tyree's going to pass. Tyree's going to be sacked. That's Griffin Brown. And that ends the first half. What an end to the first half for Griffin Brown. At the break, Sioux Falls 17, Tulsa 13. You're watching SFL Fan Night, the Week 4 Game of the Week. Here on Twitch, presented by APM Music. As we watch the highlights scroll through, Stephen, your first half thoughts?
I think, Sioux Falls had control of this game early. Some turnovers have really changed the face of this game. I mean, I think it's very familiar to what we saw last week with this Tulsa team. They just come out slow. And but when they start firing big. 17-13 here at the half. If you would have told me that's what was going to be the score even just a quarter ago, I wouldn't have believed it.
Man, they just showed the replay of Sean Harrelson, and he did snap that kneecap right on the turf. That's what he landed on after he caught the pass. That looked ugly. Charles Ball leads all tacklers with 4 solo. There's a look at a great forced fumble. Not often we see 2 fumbles in one half, Stephen.
Yeah, and forced fumbles that go to the other team. We don't see a lot of recoveries by the other team either. Usually those offensive linemen will jump on those like this chocolate cake. But yeah, no, this game it's got some twists and turns in it, and a lot closer than it probably should be. But both teams wildly in it right now.
Tulsa trying to prove they belong amongst the league's best, already scoring more points than Sioux Falls is used to giving up. Before the second half begins, a word from the SFL.
Join the world's fastest growing sim football community by jumping onto our Discord server. Use the Discord command in chat to keep up with schedules, news, notes, announcements, and polls. Jump off the sidelines and into the action, here where we're loading legends at the SFL.
You're watching SFL Fan Night on Twitch TV. All right, so start of the second half, Tulsa gets the ball to start the second half. And Charles Ball specifically will get the ball to start the second half. Prefontaine kicks it away. Stephen Mullinex alongside myself, Cameron Irvine. And I guess you would be alongside me, Stephen. Boy, just jacked that up.
No, hey, we're beside each other. Physically and spiritually, my friend.
Ball to the 31. Stephen, you're one of the few people that's ever had the privilege to call a game in the very spacious SFL studios. How does it? How is it different calling it from yonder?
I don't have huge mirrors on my closet to look at myself in, for one, or I don't have. That is
not why they are there.
or mysterious cats that seem to disappear into places unknown. So, no, I visited both headquarters and actually got the privilege of calling games at both of the headquarters, and I got to say, I prefer the previous one.
We haven't been back since we doubled everything up and really tried to expand the very small space we already have. So it's I don't know. Maybe you'll think twice about that insulting headquarters. That's a first down for Tulsa, the 45-yard line. Nice play, Latore's first catch tonight.
Yeah, that's something that this Tulsa team is going to really need is that Robinson, Sir Charles Robinson to be exact, is going to need to pick up his game here. You can only go so far with Hawkins, especially with this 3-star linebacker set and this great defense that Sioux Falls has. If you're truly going to get back into this game, I think you have to have a good passing game with Robinson.
Hand off to Hawkins. Hawkins breaks a tackle. Deion Hawkins picks up 7, and this game is totally flipped on its head since Harrelson got hurt and Tulsa got the interception. Really, the interception was what did it.
Yeah, and I fully expect it to have more twists and turns. This is a similar start that we saw Tulsa have in the first quarter, and then they got cold, and they're starting hot again. So you just never know with this Tulsa team.
Hawkins outside, took a little bit too long to get moving. He won't get the first down. Picks up 2. Levy and Parker on the stop. Your leading passer through 4 weeks this season is Christian Christensen, but Deacon Nickens is second, the rookie in Oklahoma City. 3rd and 1.
The 80-year-old rookie.
3rd and 1. He's not even 80 off the field. That's not right. Hand off to Hawkins, and he lost 3 yards. Levant Irvine, no relation, blows him up in the backfield, and it's 4th and 4, and that's a critical stop for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, good stop for Sioux Falls. Get the ball back. Stop this little momentum run here by Tulsa. Quiet the crowd coming out of halftime. Let's see if their offense here can take advantage and run the field. Put together a really good series like they did in the first quarter.
Nathan Lee, Jaquise Ulandula, and Joey Langdon in the top 5 of the passing leaderboards so far this season from the 15-yard line. Really nice return there from, I believe that's Moore, up to the 20. 8:25 to go in the 3rd. Look at the rushing leaderboards coming into the day. It's Ash Odom at 553 and 5 touchdowns, 520 yards for Ray Bentley. A.J. Francis sits at 46, and Warren Murray has bounced up to 462 and leads the league with 5.9 yards a carry.
Yeah, that's what happens when you run for 12 yards a carry in a game like he did today.
Redford running for no yards a carry on that one as the double tackle comes from Kyler Murray and Gito Williams. 60 yards for Hawkins, 34 yards for Redford. Both have reached the end zone today.
Yeah, and this is just the game plan here for the Sparrows. Is they have the lead. They're not particularly comfortable, but you've got to be really happy with what you've seen from your defense. So
4-3 look out of that Tulsa D. Handoff. Redford right up the middle, and Espen Real gives him the Matumbo finger. 3rd and 9.
And Sioux Falls just relying on their game plan here. They're going to try to control the clock, time of possession game, and try to keep the ball away from Charles' ball as much as possible.
Receiving leaders, top 5, Ken Gossett, Duke Wilson, Dan Daly, Eli McCormick. So 4 of the 5 from Indian Tallahassee. Tyree's pass on 3rd and long. Oh, they said he caught it. Oh, and you can see all the players on the sideline waving for the challenge flag to be thrown.
Yeah, let's take a look at this, Cam. Was he able to get his foot down? It's very close.
Ooh, that right foot.
Tough angle there. They got to challenge that.
They're going to. Boy, on second look, Stephen, it looked like he tapped that right foot. We're going to try to see. The angles on these are always difficult.
I'm the wrong guy to ask about referees being accurate today. He had some wanky calls in my game today, so
I can't see the foot.
I can't see the point of the replay if you can't see the foot. SFL television team.
Scoreboard may be blocking it. Oh, the play stands. No, it is.
No, overturn.
Did they rule it a catch initially? See, I thought they ruled it an incompletion initially.
No, I think they ruled it a catch.
I confused myself in the span of 60 seconds. All right, so Tulsa wins the challenge. The pass was ruled a catch, now not a catch. What's a catch anyway? Sioux Falls going to have to punt, and that's another momentum tally point for Tulsa. Mulholt punting, nearly blocked. Tulsa at the feet. Here comes Ball. Ball breaks a tackle, breaks another, breaks a third. Charles Ball. Oh, he almost got away from the whole team. First down to the 49.
That was almost ridiculous, Cam. How many tackles and spins. I mean, this guy is already a superstar in this league and making incredible highlight reel plays. It's all, you get that feeling that it's just a matter of time before he does something big in this game.
By the way, Optimus Klein 5th on the receiving leaderboards for Alaska. Back to pass, Robinson. Robinson outside. That was his best throw of the night. Right on the money to Corey Jones to move the chains.
You know, and that's a good play call right there. Give him a nice, easy throw. Give him enough protection to make the pass and get his confidence up. This is a confidence builder right here. Beautiful pass. Great route run by the receiver there. Got plenty of separation from the defenders. A quality first down.
First catch for Sanzo Robinson. Jones, Robinson, and Latore all have just one catch. Robinson is 9 of 13 for 74 yards. First and 10 at the Sparrow 37. 6:53 to go in the third, and the handoff goes to Hawkins. Although it almost looked like it was meant for somebody else. That was a weird looking play.
Yeah, I think that's just the talent of Sir Charles Robinson in order to fake who that ball is going to.
Man.
He actually gave the ball. I think it was the fullback. I couldn't tell. Go ahead.
He put it out there for the fullback, and then it didn't even go to him. It was like a play fake to the fullback. That was something. Out to Hawkins. One-on-one play is made. And Alex Parker's having himself a night.
Maybe Charles Robinson does magic in the off season. Maybe he makes helicopters disappear or something. Who knows? I'm still just bewildered by that previous play count.
Top tacklers this season: Slyn Shady, Garrett Rowland Sr. at the top of the leaderboards from London, Clint Hendershot, Heath McDaniel Sr. from Dallas, and Avery King from Queen City in the top 5. Chesterfield just outside it. Third down 8. Robinson long. Oh no! Nearly taken away. I don't even think he saw A.J. Levy, who ran out of nowhere, and now it's up to the leg of Carroll for another long field goal.
Yeah, I mean, we have not talked about A.J. Levy this entire game, but that is a guy who's been in the league a long time, and there's a reason for that. He can make plays like that on third down in clutch situations and get that ball to be punted back. Levy had an interception last week along with Nick Pop. Go ahead, Ken.
I'm surprised that Tulsa's not kicking a field goal there. He already made one from 52, and instead the punt is way too short, and Michael Moore gets a decent return up to the 17-yard line. I thought for sure Tulsa was going to take the points.
Yeah, they were. I think they were a longer distance at the end of the first half, and they kicked a 52-yarder. That one looked to be about a 50-yarder, but also you got to think about the situation. That was at the end of the half. This here is still plenty of time here in the third quarter. They just want to play field position here.
And the defense been playing lights out. This game was 17-3. Back to pass Tyree. Tyree in some trouble off his back foot, and he way overshot it. What a dangerous ball, looking for Redford, streaking out of the backfield. And again, pressure from Tiamani.
Yeah, some quarterbacks can make the play running out of the pocket. Tyree is not one of those kind of guys. Terrible decision to throw that ball. Terrible pass. Terribly inaccurate, overthrown, and very dangerous.
Well, that would have been a pick. That really would have put Sioux Falls in a hole. Michael Moore's at the top of the screen, and 8 in the box for Tulsa here on a 3-back set. Redford hitting the backfield. Robert Redford is still going. Got the first down. Ball had to bring him down. How did Robert Redford not go down? He was slammed in the backfield.
Yeah, and if you're that defender, he should have been put down. You are just kicking yourself right here. Redford just powers through, jumps another guy, sidesteps his own blocker. We've seen Redford here have some powerful runs in this game, and there goes another showcase of what this dude can do when he really gets going. And you know what? Didn't really have much space to get going. He's way back there in the backfield. He almost caught the ball and was almost immediately tackled.
Tyree down the middle. Ray Al again in coverage. Very underrated linebacker in this league. Looking for Terrain James. it was Kyler Murray on the previous play that was going for the legs, not the body of Redford, and failed to bring him down.
Yeah, make no mistake, Rael was not going for the ball there as far as the pass to try to intercept it. He wanted to nail that receiver. And so that receiver absolutely alligator armed that ball as he didn't want to feel the full brunt of what Rael is bringing.
Redford cuts it back middle. Tackle made at the end of the play by Jeffrey Deserve. Picks up 4. Redford up to 51 yards. Both running backs good, not great tonight. 3rd and 6.
And you know what, Cam? The thing that we're not seeing from either one of these teams is any type of hurry, any type of desperation. They seem to be willing to just follow their game plans and make those short first downs and keep moving the chains. No big chunk plays really as of yet.
Definitely feels like an early season heavyweight fight. All day for Tyree. There's a chunk play to the Tulsa 37-yard line. Michael Moore, another jump ball. Moore and Warren stepping up in the absence of Harrelson.
And, give Tyree credit. He trusts his wide receivers. These are dangerous balls, folks. These balls can easily be picked off, especially when you've got Charles Ball out there stalking receivers. But he trusts Moore. Trusts Harrelson. He puts the ball in a place where his receiver can make a play, and a huge play was made right there.
Kyler Murray whiffed. He had a great game last week against Indy. He is struggling tonight. First and 10 to the 37, handoff Redford again, and Redford picks up 5 yards before he's even touched. Tyron Hill on the tackle. Sioux Falls moving into scoring position. If you're Tulsa, you kind of are feeling a little disappointed right now because you've done so much to get yourself back in this game, and it looks like Sioux Falls has found their mojo.
And it feels like the Tulsa offense has really let down their defense. The defense is putting up a good fight, but they can only last so long. They only have so much stamina. Their offense is going to have to turn it up here if they're going to get back in this game.
2nd and 5 at the 33, back to pass Tyree. Flips it out Redford. Redford's got no help. Lost about 3 yards on the play. Charles Paul, how'd he get back there so fast? 3rd and long.
He's like magic. He's an illusion, Cam. The guy's
That's a
incredible.
second Magic reference.
I know, yeah. I'm still bewildered by that ball fake. It's going to haunt me in my dreams tonight.
3rd and 8 of the 35. 3:03 to go in the 3rd. Back to pass Tyree. Tyree got it to the 17-yard line. What a diving catch by Warren. And Tyree's approaching a 100 QBR.
And I'm just liking what I'm seeing out of Tyree. This ball, just the placement, the pinpoint accuracy, the confidence behind these throws. I haven't seen Tyree throw like this in a long time. I am really impressed by what I've seen from him tonight.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Two receivers to the left. Toss play out to Redford, in some trouble. Lost 4 yards. Gito Williams was all over him.
And we've said that name before tonight. Him being able to get through all the traffic and sniff out the run. Here he does it again. What a great individual play by the linebacker, making it look easy.
2nd and 14 at the 21-yard line. 4 receivers, Tyree to throw. Tyree going down the field, caught by James. Pickup of 8 makes it a 3rd manageable 6.
I like it, Tyree. I ain't mad at you. Make that a manageable 3rd down. It just get what the defense gives you. Go ahead and just take that and make this something that you could get a 1st down on. You could score a touchdown on. There's got just a lot of options in the playbook open to you.
3rd down and 6 at the 13-yard line. 3 receivers back to pass. Tyree fires it outside. Oh, and Moore had to fall over to adjust for the ball. Otherwise, he may have turned the corner. That's a critical, just slight error by Sioux Falls that'll bring on the special teams.
Yeah, I understand going to Moore. He's your clutch receiver right now. I just didn't like that there were 3 defenders around him to stop him before the sticks. But hey, I think you take this as a positive if you're Sioux Falls. You went down most of the field here, and it looks like you're going to come away with some points.
37-yard field goal for Prefontaine. That kick is good. Prefontaine's a perfect 2 for 2. 1:04 to go in the 3rd quarter. 20-13 here in Tulsa. I was just about to play an ad, and I was like, what am I doing? I played too many ads before Charles Ball gets the ball. Tulsa gets the stop, keeps it a one-score game. And what Tulsa's been able to do this year, 3-0 and competing hard with a team that's made the playoffs almost every season of their existence as Ball returns over the 28-yard line. When Dean Hawkins got the team, he had played with Jermaine Smith and Shan Varner, and it really does kind of go to show, and maybe Dion had it the whole time, but he'd probably say he learned a thing or two along the way. Really goes to show that the coaching trees are real here in the SFL.
Yeah, it's every quality owner that's out there who has won a lot of games. I mean, Hawkins has learned from, and he showed it last season when he helped take Chicago to the championship game as a new team in the league. So, yeah, not surprised that Hawkins is still finding success now with his own team. This guy has known nothing but success, so it is absolutely translated so far this season.
Nick Fargo with his 6 tackles, 2nd down and 8. Hawkins 63 yards on 18 carries. 4 receivers for Robinson. Robinson back to pass all day. Robinson deep ball down the field. Wide open! Corey Jones to the 37-yard line. Corey Jones has been an X factor here. He's got now 3 catches, 2 of them big in the 3rd quarter.
All right, that's what I'm talking about, Sir Charles Robinson. Let's get it going a little bit here. That's again, it looked like just a nice, comfortable play. The offensive line gave him plenty of time to find his receiver. A really great pass, strong throw, stood tall in the pocket. Got to love everything that you saw there.
1st and 10 at the 37. Back to pass. Robinson gets it away, and that's a fast linebacker, Nick Fargo, breaking on the ball.
That guy might look like a refrigerator with arms, but he's got some speed, and he showcased it right there. Boy, it looked for just a second that the wide receiver flashed open, and then all of a sudden, bam, Fargo shuts the door.
How about this? Tulsa, 16% on 3rd down conversion. Sioux Falls has not converted a 3rd down tonight, according to our stat man, Andy Hamilton. 3 in the backfield for Robinson. He'll hand it off to Hawkins. Hawkins will break through a tackle, but here comes a 3rd down and 3. And possibly another long field goal for K. Joseph Carroll if Tulsa can't convert. That brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter in Oklahoma. Sioux Falls 20, Tulsa 13. This is SFL Fan Night, the Week 4 Game of the Week, presented by APM Music on Twitch TV. Third down and 3. Robinson, 107 passing yards. Tyree, 186. 2 receivers split out wide. Robinson out of the gun, back to pass. In trouble off his back foot. Oh, what a catch by Robinson! An even better throw from Charles Robinson, breaking away from pressure.
Wow. I mean, this is something that we saw Tyree struggle with when he had to run out of the pocket and still have accuracy. Sir Charles Robinson here on the run just dots it right to the Sonzo Robinson. And Robinson makes the incredible grab in between so many defenders. Great clutch play right there and gets them where they need to be. I don't think Tulsa's led in this game, Cam. They have an opportunity here to tie it up.
1st and 10 to the 14. Robinson deep, drop back. Robinson in trouble, and Robinson goes down for a loss of 8. That's a critical loss on a positive drive for the Desperados. Tyrone Black with the takedown.
Somebody call the police. There has been a crime committed on the field. Look at this. That's just, if you did that to somebody on the street, Cam, right? I mean, you're going to be spending the night in the pokey here. That is just crazy right there, how he almost gets sandwiched by those 2 big defenders. Just a breakdown of protection, and all of a sudden, 2nd and 18.
10:03 and counting. This, you can feel the tension starting to build here in Oklahoma City. Robinson down the field in Tulsa, rather, as that pass is incomplete. Looking for Buffalo Marshall, and I guess he doesn't have the hands like he has the legs.
Yeah, but that was far from a gimme catch right there. I mean, it's a nice pass. It drops it right in the breadbasket, but you've got a defender bearing down on you from one direction and coming in to really ring your bell in the other. That's a tough play to catch. I don't fault them for missing on that pass.
Mighty says in the chat, poker, I barely know her.
Pokey, sorry.
4, 5 wide receivers for Tulsa on a 3rd down and 18. Sioux Falls can't bail them out of this. Back to pass Robinson. Robinson goes deep in the middle of the field and double coverage. Intercepted the 6-yard line. Return to the 10. Dangerous ball, and Nick Pop takes it the other way.
Nick Pop, interception last week, interception this week, but it's just a dangerous throw here by Robinson. Can't make these kind of mistakes, expect to win the game. You have guaranteed points right there. I would have rather him, find someone shorter, maybe just settle for the points of throwing a dangerous ball right there.
Popper, I barely know her. No?
Yeah. Bits, folks, bits. We need bits for that.
Don't take them away from me. 1st and 10 at the 10. Can people do that? Can people take away bits?
They should be able to after that.
1st and 10 at the 10. Offside Tulsa, free play. Redford picks up 4.
Yeah, if there was any play that you wanted to run, the play action, that was the one. He had a free play there because the defender had violated the neutral zone. Violated the neutral zone. So he could have found something long downfield. Goodness gracious, this is just full of bad puns and metaphors here.
That offside on Griffin Brown, who's had a tremendous game otherwise.
I blame this on you, Mighty. You and your pokey joke.
9:28 to go in the 4th. 1st and 5 of the 15. Tulsa trying to keep the Sparrows locked up here. 20-13. Hard-fought battle here on fan night. Redford breaks a tackle, then another. Redford is pushed around finally at the 29-yard line like a pinball. Charles Ball eventually makes the stop.
I have really liked what I've seen from Redford tonight. Really tough running. I mean, just refuses to go down, breaking tackles left and right. Just a powerful beast of a man.
Redford 19 carries, 65 yards. Hawkins 19 carries, 70 yards.
Boy, that's a tough 60-some-odd yards there.
3 in the backfield, Tyree Redford. Redford looks a little exhausted after that last run, no gain. Real on the tackle.
And no urgency. I mean, again, we're seeing from either side, there's no urgency here. They know that there's a lot of time. It's still a 1 point. It's still a score away, I personally like that they're just going to stick to their game plan. They're going to take time off the clock. But they've got to make the clutch plays like this one here.
4 receivers. Tyree out of the gun against a 4-man rush, swinging left. Tyree. Oh, that may have been knocked away at the last second by Nate Heslip, who came over just in time to save a touchdown. Pass intended for Benny Beasley because Harrelson's out of the game.
Yeah, and if he doesn't make that play, that receiver's gone. That's run into daylight right there. Absolutely great clutch play there by the defender. I thought he was wide open, Cam, and then all of a sudden the defender comes out of nowhere.
3 receivers, Tyree, 3-step drop back to pass. Tyree fires down the middle, incomplete. Espen Real there again, and it's punt time for Mulholt and the Sparrows.
That's a lanky guy right there, and he got his big old bear paw out there to knock the ball down. Defended the middle like a boss right now is Espen Real. I had to avoid that area of the field and Charles Ball at all possible. That's a lot of areas of the field you got to avoid for the Sparrows.
Yeah, Tulsa's defense standing tall. Both defenses really standing tall.
Yeah.
Tyree 19 to 25, 186. Leading receivers right now in the game. Corey Jones has it's blocked! The punt is blocked! And Tulsa has recovered at the 14-yard line with 8 minutes to go!
Wow. How many times? I mean, we barely, that is a rarity here in the SFL to see a punt blocked. But what a time to have it. Oh, my goodness, to get the ball at Sioux Falls 14-yard line. That could be the play of the game, Cam.
Wow, that is, I mean, has there ever been in league history a more opportunistic time to get a block punt for a team trailing by 4? Robinson's pass is knocked away by Alex Parker. Boy, we're seeing some tremendous coverage by the linebackers on both squads tonight.
But I like the play call by Tulsa. We just came away with this amazing takeaway. Let's hit them right in the mouth and go for the score right now. I like that, but just a great defensive play there. The agility by Parker, amazing.
8:05 to go in the fourth. We've seen 2 fumbles, a block punt, a guy break his kneecap. I mean, we've seen it all. We talked about Poconer. We've mentioned Magic twice. Poop was on the pregame. It's just been a crazy night, folks. 2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line. Hand off to Hawkins. Nothing. Sioux Falls defense relentless.
And we've had all that happen and no clown uniforms this time, which is crazy. No, thinking back now on Cam on that blocked punt, Sioux Falls actually there was a guy that had an opportunity to pick that ball up. Wouldn't it have been crazy if he would have picked it up and ran for the first down?
Crash Combs with the 50 bits and Proling RBLX. Welcome to the chat. 3rd down and 10. End zone. One-handed catch for a touchdown. 1-point game.
Woo! Look at that Sonzo Robinson connection. These guys hooked up last week, and this may be the most spectacular play that we have seen in the SFL this season. Look at this catch, Cam. Perfectly placed ball, puts the mid out there, comes down with it, gets the hip into the end zone, touchdown. We might have a tied ball game here in just a few seconds.
Man, that is indefensible as Sonzo Robinson now 3 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown. But that was the prettiest touchdown pass for Sir Charles Robinson of the season. The extra point to tie it is good. 7:32 to go. We're all tied up at 20. A quick word from the SFL.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in the DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are #Loading Legends in the SFL.
From the goal line on the return, that's Terrain James, who's in for Sean Harrelson, who broke his kneecap earlier tonight. 7:28 to go. We're tied at 20, the slice of life. RBLX, welcome to the chat room. And a few newcomers in here. Steven, tell them about yourself. All right, 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. 7:28 to go in the fourth, tie game at 20. 3 receivers for Sioux Falls against a 3-3 defense. Back to pass, Tyree. Tyree in some trouble, dumps it off short. It's dropped. 2nd down.
Yeah, dangerous drop right there. That could have been easily picked off and returned for a pick 6. But it falls harmlessly to the ground, luckily, for Sioux Falls. And they've got to be careful here. Tulsa's got all the momentum. They're at home. The Sparrows have to play smart ball here, and they have to start stringing some plays together.
2nd and 10 to the 24 for the Sparrows. They led 17-3. This is a battle of 3-0 squads in week 4. And the handoff goes to Redford. Redford picks up 4, 3rd down and 6. If you're new and you like what you see, really drop a Discord link.
Yeah, and drop some bits too. Redford there with a nice run. It looked like he was stopped at the line of scrimmage, Cam, but he has enough power to push the defender backwards and get those 4 yards.
Thank you, Nightbot. 3rd and 6, 7 minutes to go in the fourth. Back to pass. Tyree out to Redford on a screen. Got a block. Redford is going to be cut down after just a 2-yard pickup. Who was out there to close the gap? It looked like 40-something, which tells me it may have been Ball. Couldn't get a number. 4th down, and Sioux Falls is reeling.
Yeah, whoever that defender was, I suspect it probably was Ball, but made just a terrific individual play there. Sioux Falls had everything in order there to have a successful screenplay. Just great individual effort by the defender to work through his way through traffic there and get the nice stop on fourth down, or to cause fourth down.
Tulsa almost blocked another one. Ball with a fair catch at the 36-yard line, 62 viewers and climbing. Show me your bits. And, yeah, Tulsa, man, trying to become an expansion team to get to 4-0. This is something else, and their resiliency in back-to-back weeks to come back from deficits has been nothing short of incredible. Don't see double-digit comebacks in back-to-back weeks hardly ever, maybe never. We'd have to really dig deep in the history books, as that's a 7-yard pickup. Tulsa hadn't won the game yet, though. Tackle made by Chris Dodd and Bobby Carpenter.
But if you're Tulsa, you got to like what you're seeing out of Sir Charles Robinson right now. The guy has gained confidence as this game has wore on. We're seeing less and less of Deion Hawkins and more of Robinson, and it's really gotten them back into this game. Although, you know, their staying force has always been Hawkins, and I'm sure that they're not done with him yet.
2nd down and 3 at the 43. 5:50 to go in the fourth. Tie game at 20, week 4. SFL Fan Night game of the week. High formation handoff to Hawkins. Hawkins, they give him the first down. Like the knee may have been down. Irvine on the tackle, 1st and 10 to the 46.
Yeah, and that's why you pay that guy all that money to make plays like that. When you need a first down conversion, you can give this guy the ball, and you know for the most part he's going to give you positive yards.
5:22 and counting. The clock is running. Hawkins 75 yards on 21 carries. Handoff left side. That's Hawkins, and he is brought down for a loss. Nick Fargo with the TFL. 2nd and 13. Clock continues to tick in a tie ball game.
These linebackers are so talented. Running to the outside is a dangerous proposition for any SFL running back, and it shows you the reason for it right there. They've got 2 outside linebackers that can just run from each end of the field.
Split back, 2nd and 13. Robinson deep, drop back, got time. Robinson deep down the middle of the field, knocked up in the air, and incomplete. Nice coverage by A.J. Levy. Latore, the tight end, was streaking deep down the middle of the field, but the ball just slightly underthrown. Robinson 15 of 24 for 144.
Robinson playing with fire a little bit there, but if he throws that ball just a little bit further down the field, that's a touchdown.
4 receivers, 3 to the right. Ball on the left hash, 440. Robinson deep again, caught, and that was over, I believe, Chris Dodd, who almost had the interception. Sanzo Robinson into Sparrow territory and scoring position. This was close.
And it was not only close, it was clutch. What a big connection between those two. Robinson, it's been clutch for the last 2 weeks. It's clutch again tonight. These two guys are just on a different wavelength with each other. And just a good ball right where his guy can make a play in the sea of yellow.
That was A.J. Levy that came flying in out of nowhere. 4:10 to go in the fourth. Handoff Hawkins. Hawkins going nowhere. A gain of just 1, if that. Lennox Sanders plugs the hole. Under 4 minutes to go. You almost wonder at this pace, Stephen, if Sioux Falls is ever going to get the ball back.
Well, they've got to be careful too, Cam, because they're right in field goal range. They don't want to take any negative plays. I'm talking about Tulsa here. No negative plays. Don't lose points here.
Falls has 3 sacks tonight. Handoff Hawkins. Beautiful cut back to the right side to pick up 7. The vision on that play, outstanding.
That'll help. And you're right, Cam. They may be able to knock a lot of time off this clock, especially if they can convert this 3rd down and 2 here. This might be the ball game, Cam.
3:18 to go in the fourth. 3rd down and 2. Robinson going to go empty with 4 receivers. 4 down linemen, Sioux Falls. Robinson, 5-step drop, fires it middle, wide open, and a missed tackle. 10-5, touchdown with a non-contract receiver, Danny Knight.
Unsung heroes, Cam, making it happen tonight. What a great individual play by the non-contract Knighton. wearing 35 there, comes out of the slot
Running the drag route.
and is able to push his way through the Sioux Falls defense with a nice little block there on the right hand side that did just enough to give him just a small window to run through.
He scored
Awesome
a 26-yard touchdown on a 3-yard drag route. Unbelievable.
A lot of speed.
You know what that reminds me of was D.R. Sims. He ran either a little slant or something just short over the middle. It was a drag, but he turned it upfield and just turned on the juice there against, who was that against?
That was against Dallas.
Oh.
To win the game.
Oh.
Yeah, sore subject there, Cam. Thank you for bringing that memory up.
I did. I honestly, when I started the conversation, didn't even remember that it was against Dallas. I probably wouldn't have brought it up otherwise.
No. Me and my psychiatrist have had a lot of long talks about that play.
3:06 to go in the fourth. Tulsa has stormed all the way back from a 17-3 deficit. Sioux Falls down a star receiver. Here comes Durain James out to the 26-yard line, and with 3 minutes to go, it's up to Julian Tyree. Put the game on his back, one of the all-time greats.
Wow, I mean, Tulsa, hats off to Tulsa. They have just taken full advantage of this momentum swing. Everything's going their way right now. Tough uphill battle here for Sioux Falls on this series, but they've got to have it.
3:02 to go in the fourth. Tulsa has taken a lead. The winner goes to 4-0, loser 3-1. The winner will be at the top of the Central Conference. Sioux Falls, that's almost picked off. That's Charles Ball's real first opportunity at an interception tonight. He had 6 in the first 3 games to lead the league.
Hey, Sioux Falls, you've done a good job avoiding Charles Ball. Don't make a mistake now.
Rash Combs with the 50 bits. Wants overtime. Can't make any promises. But we'll see what Sioux Falls has got. 2nd and 10 at the 26. Tyree needs to pick it up. Outside Moore. Moore had to stretch out for that one. Picks up just 4. Michael Moore, a solid night, but he's better than 7 for 70 and a touchdown. He routinely goes off for 100.
Yeah, especially if they didn't have his counterpart on the other side of the ball in Harrelson, who's injured tonight. So, yeah, you would expect some more looks there for Moore. Hey, and this game's not over yet. Moore could play a huge part in deciding this game.
4 receivers, 3rd down and 6, Tulsa down 7. Tyree back to pass, going long, deep down the field, knocked away. Easy play for Kyler Murray defending Michael Moore. And now what do? Sioux Falls has all 3 timeouts. They're in their own territory. I think you got to punt it.
Yeah, the way that Tulsa's offense just came off the field and they're all hyped and high-fiving on the sidelines, I don't know if you can give their ball back to them, but apparently they're going to do it. They must trust their defense a whole lot.
Which is tough to do since they just gave up a couple of touchdowns here late. But Mulholt's going to punt it away. Sioux Falls doesn't have much of a choice. Charles Ball on the return for the 37-yard line. Ball's spun away from one and then was wrapped up nicely. Good job by Sioux Falls containing Ball. 2:42 left. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, and all of a sudden, for the first time tonight, Tulsa's in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and you know who the driver is. That's going to be Deion Hawkins, and we should see plenty of Deion Hawkins on this play. Should run it here, try to run the clock down to 2:02 and get to that 2-minute warning.
23 carries, 73 yards for Hawkins tonight. 2 in the backfield. Robinson will hand it off. Hawkins running left. Hawkins, nothing. Shut down by Adam Okoye, who's been relatively quiet tonight, and then trips over Hawkins, who's on the ground like he forgot that he put him there.
But that's best case scenario there for Tulsa outside of gaining, I guess, a first down. But they're going to run this clock down to 2 minutes, and then now the Sparrows are going to have to start using timeouts. They're going to need to stop Hawkins likely a couple more times.
69 viewers and counting. Get your friends in here for a photo finish. Get your teammates in here for a photo finish here on the game of the week. We won't get another playoff before the 2-minute warning. This is the 2-minute warning, and this is SFL Fan Night. The SFL Game of the Week presented by APM Music on Twitch TV. 2nd and 10 at the 39 for the Desperados. 3 timeouts for Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls can give up 1 more first down, but that's it. Hawkins is almost there, picks up 6. 2 timeouts for Sioux Falls, and if they don't get a stop here, the game is almost put away.
Yeah, my weakest subject is math, Cam. So, I was GGing opponents way before I should have been, even today. So, I'm not even going to speak about that subject. Let's just see what happens.
3rd and 4 at the 46. Handoff, Hawkins left, nothing. That stretch play has not really worked out too well. The Sioux Falls had that wrapped up. Nick Fargo and this 3-star linebacker sets up Julian Tyree, who's going to have 1 timeout and $1:45 and change, and a long field to try to send the Sparrows into overtime with Tulsa and really give us a show.
Yeah, and I don't really like the prospects for Sioux Falls here. Just a lot of obstacles they're going to have to overcome. They haven't really shown us a spark here in the 4th quarter. They're going to need to.
Oh, the punter had to adjust to the oncoming traffic there as Sioux Falls more fields the punt and gets up to the 20-yard line. So 80 yards, 1:44 seconds, but that was almost a scary moment there for the Desperados.
And I think this game all falls on the shoulders of Tyree. Hasn't had a great game tonight, but I think he's been solid. And I've liked what I've seen from him in the pocket. I just need to see it translate into the end zone.
There's 2-star receivers with Harrelson out. This pass to the outside, a sliding catch by Michael Moore. He's made some pretty adjustments to the football. Tyree up to 214 yards passing. Touchdown and a pick. It's not the worst play in the world.
No, absolutely not. Stops the clock. It doesn't get you very much yardage. But maybe the chemistry between him and the receiver and just the opportunity to get a throw that he's confident in will give him more confidence as the series goes on.
2nd and 6 at the 24-yard line. 27-20 Tulsa. 3-3 look out of the Desperados defense. Back to pass. Tyree going long. And it's a catch on the sideline of the 47. Michael Moore. He is stepping up for the Sparrows.
And you talked about Moore earlier in the last series, Cam, how he gets used a little bit more often than he has in this game. And, just the game is not over yet. Moore has a chance to have a major impact here. And that's a good sign for the Sparrows right there.
9 catches, 97 yards for Michael Moore, approaching his average this season. 1:37 to go in the 4th. 1st and 10 at the 47. Sioux Falls is moving it. 3 receivers all to the right of Tyree. Back to pass, it's a screen. Redford got 2, but Tulsa drove him out of bounds. Kyler Murray's got to push him back in.
Yeah, that was my fear with that play as it was developing, was that Redford was not going to be able to go out of bounds. He got a little assistance there from the defense, but an important thing to do is stop that clock, give your offense a chance to reset, come up with a fresh play here on 2nd and 8.
3 receivers for Tyree. Sioux Falls trying not to prove that it's too late. Back to pass. Tyree off the hands and almost picked off. And that was the non-contract receiver, Terrain James, almost blowing it.
Yeah, you're lucky Charles Ball wasn't over there. That would have been a pick 6 if that was Charles Ball. But dangerous play. I understand you just wanted to get a little bit more yardage, make it a manageable 3rd down, get out of bounds, stop the clock. But without Harrelson over there in that corner, you're taking a risk with a non-contract, most likely.
3rd down and 8. We'll see where Tyree goes here. Back to pass. Tyree going long in double coverage, and the pass is almost intercepted by Murray. He was looking for more. I don't fault Tyree for trying to get Michael Moore back involved, but Tulsa had him blanketed, and this is the ball game.
And that's clutch. That's a clutch play. Moore's right there. He has an opportunity to get the ball, but 24 is all over him, and you could see what Tyree was seeing there, but just a great individual play, and Murray almost able to pick that ball off of his own bounce.
And Moore has won a couple of jump balls here tonight. Well, Greenwood District Stadium is on their feet. Standing ovation for their nearly undefeated Desperados. They need one more stop. 4 receivers for Tyree. 6 in the box for Tulsa. 4th down and 8. Tyree back to pass. Tyree going deep middle. Oh, he dropped a wide open play. That was Terrain James. Turnover on downs. Unbelievable.
And we said this before, Cam. The injury to Harrelson was going to have negative effects on this game. Not sure if that's where Harrison would have been, but you've got to think the shuffling of receivers. They're all playing in different routes. They're all playing in different positions to make up for that major injury loss. There's one thing I can point out for the Sparrows that was the reason why maybe they lost this game is they lost one of their key receivers.
An undefeated season on the line for Sioux Falls. And Terrain James drops 2 passes in the final 3 plays for this offense. And if my math is correct, Tulsa can take a couple of knees and they will not have to give the ball back. Sioux Falls out of timeouts. That is a tough way to lose a ball game.
And it was a tough way to win the ball game for Tulsa, Cam. I mean, the phrase that comes to mind for me is mental toughness. These guys, this is the second week in a row, at least that I've covered this team, where they've had to come back in a game after being beat down in the first couple quarters, and we didn't really see a spark out of this Tulsa offense till the second quarter. So, these guys they have to be mentally tough to stay in these ball games, and they're just proving why they're one of the best teams in the league right now. They're able to tough it out even when the situation looks dire. And, they did this tonight without a lot of big plays from Charles Ball.
So Tulsa got a pick 6 and a kickoff return for a touchdown last week. They get a block punt and a one-handed catch by Sonzo Robinson, a ridiculous one-handed catch by Sonzo Robinson in the second half, as that's the final kneel down. They will not need to run another play. Tulsa next week is at home again. San Francisco comes to town. They just got their first win, but they will be heavy underdogs in that contest. Sioux Falls goes to Oklahoma City. That's an interesting matchup since the Renegades outgained the Sparrows in their first matchup this year and came up short in the snow in Sioux Falls. Renegades fresh off a win. We'll see how that matchup plays out in week number 5, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the ball game. The final score: Sioux Falls 20 and Tulsa 27. Stephen, your final thoughts here. What an incredible contest again here. Fan night. Tulsa has been good to the primetime lights here on Twitch.
Yeah, the uniforms may be hard in the eyes, but these games are easy to watch. I mean, they are fun. And they are competitive, and if you're the Desperados, you're on top of the world right now. You have just beat an undefeated team, and you are 4-0, and you're right up there with all the great teams that are in the league right now. And if you're Sioux Falls, I don't think you take away a lot of negatives from this game. I think your defense played well enough to win you this game. You'd like to see a little bit more on offense. You understand that injury played a big part in the effectiveness of that offense, but defensively, don't forget it took a punt block, a fumble. All of these kind of plays in order to get Tulsa back into this game a little bit. And so I think both teams can hold their heads up high leaving this game because they're both in really good shape. We're not even into midseason.
With the Indianapolis loss, Tulsa in first place, Sioux Falls in second. Here's the block punt there. That was, who got the L. Haywood Palmer non-contract corner with the block punt. That was critical second half, followed by Robinson's one-handed touchdown catch. Indianapolis is third or fourth in the Central Divisions. St. Louis has climbed to 3-1. Top 10 in season 10 playoff chase. Detailed look at all that and how the playoffs will work this season will start week 6 when we're back on the front page of Twitch. Hopeful Monday, February 12th. We should have confirmation soon, and next Sunday after the Super Bowl, we'll find out who will be on the front page. The SFL's second of 5 front page broadcasts this season. Player of the game, Sir Charles Robinson, 16 of 25, 189 yards, 2 critical touchdowns. He looks super excited about it. 97 QBR. Robinson, the steady hand, the steady-faced quarterback, has Tulsa to 4-0. He must be doing something right. For Stephen Mullinex, I'm Cameron Irvine. You've been watching the SFL's 10th season of action here on Twitch TV. SimulationFL.net. Join our Discord right now. Good night, guys.